Hi, this is Handy Doctor. Today, let's talk about oil change. We all know changing oil is absolutely important for the longevity of a car engine. Today, I am going to tell you, you should do it yourself, and yes, you can do it yourself. I will give you 5 reasons. First of all, changing oil actually getting easier for newer car. Now, you may have heard something like this. Newer car getting so much more complicated. It's beyond a typical DIY to do anything. Well, that statement is not entirely incorrect, but is mostly incorrect. Let me put it that way. But that's a topic for another day. However, just for oil change itself, it's indeed getting easier. Why? Nowadays, a car engine will usually use a cartridge type oil filter, and the oil filter located on the top of the engine. You can get to it without raising the car and put the car on jet stand and lay on the ground and get yourself dirty. You really don't need to. And because of that, you can use an oil extractor like this to remove the oil. And again, without raising the car and put the car on jet stand and get yourself dirty. And that's why it is a lot easier. Let me give you a few examples. We have a 2019 Audi Q7. Even Audi asked the dealership to use the oil extractor to change oil. And yes, I have done that a few times. It's fantastic. I do have a video in my channel, and the link is in the description. Make sure you go watch that one and see how easy it is. In fact, it is one of the more difficult ones because it's an Audi. I used to have a 2013 Chevy Equinox with a 2.4 liter engine, and for that car, GM doesn't ask the dealership to use an oil extractor, but the oil filter is on top of the engine again. And yes, I changed oil that way. Just so nice and easy and clean. We also have a Mini Cooper 2010 with 1.6 liter. I do not know the recommendation by Mini, and yes, I did change oil with the oil extractor. Fantastic. Unfortunately, I do not have video for that one. I do have video for the Chevy Equinox, and again, the link is in the description. Now, we are in front of my 2006 Volvo XC90 V8. This is a rather old car, and no, for this car, the engine oil filter is the old-fashioned spin-on and locate under the engine. But because I actually can reach the oil filter without raising the car, I indeed changed the oil with the oil extractor because it's easier and cleaner. And yes, I do have a video for you. So you see, even for a car that's supposedly unsuitable for this application, I still dig it, and it's fantastic. So I hope you are convinced after you watch all those 3 videos. Now, like I said just now, we have very different car, different make and model and engine, but all of them I have changed oil using an oil extractor. I am pretty sure your engine is similar to one of them, and you should be able to do the same. Now, if for any reason you realize that you could not do it with your car, please let me know. I would love to hear that, and I will investigate into it because I like to know the answer too, and I appreciate that. So it is getting easier, trust me. Okay? Now, the next reason why you should change your old oil is you will get the right oil for your car engine. If you say, hey, oils are oil, what's the difference? Big difference. Nowadays, car engine getting so much more complicated. Different car manufacturer, in fact, require different type of oil, and they actually have certification for that. For example, this is a Pennzoil Platinum Full Synthetic, a super reputable oil, but if you look at it, it does not have certification for any European car. They do have a special version of this that fit for European car, and you should not put this oil in the Audi Q7. This oil though has a VW certification, and if you do not know, VW owns Audi, so I use this oil for the Audi Q7. This is leftover oil that I use for the Chevy Equinox because it meets the certification of Dexo 1, and Dexo 1 is a certification by General Motors. Now, if you change oil outside, let's be honest, they are not going to carry 50 different type of oil just to meet the requirement for all those car manufacturers. They will have a generic oil and use the same one for pretty much any car, and that's not good. Honestly tell you, many people complain that their cars are not reliable. It's because of this. You don't use the right oil. Now, some of you may realize that the car I have are not so famous for their reliability. In fact, the Chevy Equinox or the Mini Cooper, both of them are quite infamous in terms of their engine reliability. But let me tell you this, we had the Equinox for 10 years before I sold it, and we have the Mini Cooper for 9 years before we sold it. Zero engine problem. And because I changed my old oil, because I put the right oil into it. Trust me, this is the major reason. Now, some of you may say, fine, I go to the dealerships. Okay, it may be slightly better, but from what I heard from some friends and also some people talk about it in YouTube, some people actually work in a dealership before, they said they don't always put the certified oil into the engine because those ones cost more money. So yes, you have a better chance, but good luck on that one. And this is the second reason you should change your old oil. You guarantee to get the right oil if you pay attention, of course. Now, changing your oil yourself with the oil extractor is so easy, and that's why it is faster. I can finish one oil change in something like 30 minutes. Good luck with that when you do it outside. Come on, you need to go to the shop. That itself may cost you 30 minutes to start with. Isn't that right? And you have to wait over there, or you have to go back and drive the car back. So it's way faster when you do it yourself. And because it's so quick, I can do it anytime. I can do it after my lunch. Overall, it only costs me 30 minutes. So it's so much more convenient also. When you do it outside, you have to do it in the open hours, and sometimes you have to make an appointment, etc. Look, this is way easy. So definitely do it yourself. And when you do it outside, they tend to sell you something that you probably don't need. When you do it yourself, of course, you don't have any of those. Okay, no upsell is another good reason you should do it yourself. And yes, you will save money because no upsell, but also the oil change itself. However, let me tell you this. I used to tell my friend, changing oil yourself does not save you any money, but that's not true anymore. If there is one thing inflation hasn't hit, it's oil price. Interesting enough, oil costs about the same as 5 years ago. However, oil change outside is not the same price as 5 years ago anymore. I heard nowadays they charge you something like $100 or even more than $100 just for a simple oil change. I still pay something like $30 to $40 for one. So yes, I do save quite some money, but that's not the most important one. Obviously, that's why I put it last. So hopefully you can see it's not only something so easy, it's so important that you do it yourself. You make sure you get the right oil, and it's just so much more convenient. So hopefully you are convinced that you can do it and you should do it. If so, I hope that you can like this video, or even better, subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for watching.